Hello guy, it's your boy Mo Vibes. Today, man, we're gonna talk about what you guys see on the title. You know, it's unfortunate the way it went, but you know, I really wanted to break it down a little bit more and just talk about really what men can learn from this. You know, it's unfortunate for Tory, not only because he's just a really good, versatile artist, but as a man myself, you know what I'm saying, a young man. I'm only 24 years old, but I think about it and I'm like, damn, like being at the wrong place at the wrong time while dealing with the wrong women. You know, it's just really unfortunate because you look at the whole, if you guys kept up with the whole Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion shooting incident, there was so much evidence that was proven towards Tory Lanez's innocence. So you think about it, there was no DNA found in the gun. There was a lack of evidence on the whole entire incident. Megan Thee Stallion, she changes up the narrative of the story 5 different times. And there's so many different things that happen, like with her bodyguard going, you know, missing and then randomly showing up the last day of trial, and just a lot of weird things going on. But, you know, obviously, you know, I'm not going to talk more into, like, the conspiracy side of, like, Rock Nation, even though who knows, you know, if they're a part of it or not. But I just really want to speak on what men can really learn from this. And, you know, as men, we already have it hard. The world doesn't care about our problems. And it's really up to us to find a solution. You know, we deal with it and we got to do something about it, in a sense. Knowing that someone like Tory, who had a lot of proven evidence to prove his innocence, he still got found guilty on all 3 counts. Not only just the gun charge, got found guilty on shooting Megan. And it's just so crazy because it's like, if that can happen to him, someone who has money, fame, clout, and had an amazing lawyer, a great lawyer, it can happen to any of us regular men. Way worse, because we wouldn't be able to afford good lawyers like Tory did. And even then, Tory still lost all that. It's crazy. It just really goes to show that, like, a woman can be drunk. She could be, obviously, we know Megan Thee Stallion is toxic. She talks about being a city girl and this and that, but she could be a drunk, irresponsible woman who, how she did, change up the narrative so many times and still have the court and the jury side with her. You know what I'm saying? With all the lack of evidence on her point. And I just tell men, like, really be careful with the woman you're dealing with, because if you're dealing with a very envious, jealous woman, especially if you have options as a guy, you know, girls can be very spiteful, bro. And I've had to learn through my own experiences. And, you know, you just don't want to deal with a woman that can really set you up like that. Facing him, having to face probably 20 years. You know, it'd probably be a little less, but still, you know what I'm saying? Facing many years for something that's not really fully proven. It's crazy, you know. And that's the thing, is most of us are like innocent until being proven guilty, but obviously from this, y'all saw that that's not how it played out. You know, and that's what's crazy, is that you gotta understand that the court and the whole government they're gonna believe the woman's side. It's so crazy, because I have a friend who he actually, long story short, he ended up going to jail when his girlfriend was the one that hit him. So, you know, they obviously, a couple that living together, they started getting in an argument, and, you know, like, they were just going back and forth at it, blah, blah, blah. From what he told me, apparently, you know, she was just being aggressive with him, this and that, you know, just verbally. She wouldn't give him his headphones. Because, you know, I told him, you know, obviously he shouldn't have done this, this is where he was a little, you know, faulting, but he went up to grab her headphones and he said, I'll cut your headphones. So it was just, you know, obviously they kept going back and forth. And you, as a guy, you never want to do that. Don't ever go back, because you'll lose, especially when it comes to the court. If you're trying to go back and forth with a girl like that, whether, you know, she hit you first and then you hit her, you're going to jail, dude. You're going to jail. There's no way around it. And, you know, that's what's crazy, is that he didn't even lay his hands on her. He was just like, I'll cut your scissors. And then she ended up punching him, scratching him. And he didn't even hit his hands on her. I got to give him some props, because he didn't put his hands on her. You know, and then she ended up calling the cops and lying to the cops. Literally lying, manipulating the whole situation, saying, oh, he hit me. And without even question, they handcuffed him and placed him under arrest for the day. And it's so crazy when you think about that, because it's like, wow, like, look at that. The fact that he was the one that was basically being abused, getting hit on, and then she says that he hit her and he ends up going to jail. By word of mouth, a man's already guilty. You can't even prove it. It doesn't matter. If she says he raped me, bro, you're gonna be in a shit situation. So that's why I say really be careful with the type of woman you're dealing with. Because if she's revengeful, spiteful, you could tell she likes to one up, or she has very dominant energy. There's no need to deal with a woman like that. You know what I'm saying? And this was basically a L for men, because if it could happen to Tory, someone who had money for lures, it could happen to any of us regular guys, like I said. So to all men out here who are in the dating market, dealing with women, be very careful. And if you're going to be dealing with multiple women at a time and introducing them, make sure that they understand what's going on and they cool with it. Because if you're going to be a little player and then doing things like that and having to lie and stuff like that, and then they end up getting in a scrap because you don't want to be part of that mess. And that's honestly what we could learn from this situation. So men out here, move careful, move smart, you know what I'm saying? And best of luck to all y'all. Be easy, y'all.